Shenanigans is a home to many types of players. Some are quite territorial, yet won't attack unless provoked. Meanwhile others seek a provocation from their prey or even sometimes their predators.
Quit yapping and just get over here, YA bum.
The most well known of these types of species is the toxic player. With them being an ever-evolving species, they have taken shape in many different forms. Some choose to terrorize their own kind, meanwhile others seek out weaker prey who aren't as experienced, not for kills, but rather a reaction and self-validation. The toxic player, as many others, have to start somewhere. That would be the Youngling stage, where they look like free-to-play players. They aren't always completely free-to-play, as they may have an occasional paid shirt or hair. However, their looks stay rather identifiable. At this early stage of their evolution, they usually don't speak all that good English. With the lack of ways to communicate, they opt to say easy or other basic words like LOL even when they die to another person.
LOL.
Getting kills for new emotes is their priority, even if it means farming for ult before going in for the attack. Due to this, they usually use characters that are the easiest to combo with, lacking more advanced techniques. Rather than being toxic for a reaction, they do it out of frustration. At this stage of their evolution, they either quit and try something else, or evolve to the next stage. The next evolution of toxic players is by far most peculiar, as this may include other toxic player species from other battlegrounds, who have chosen to migrate over to Shenanigans. Due to this, they have a decent amount of mechanical skill to hold their own. As for the evolved Younglings, they have greatly improved their skills as well, and have likely learned a few new insults along the way. Hence why they belong in this category as well. With their priority still being kills, they choose to hunt for prey who are mainly weaker than them. However, some may have already started developing an ego, thinking they can take on players who greatly outscale them, leading to a hurl of insults. This evolution is most commonly known as the Rager. They will continue in this phase for a long time, as for them there's always going to be bigger fish in the sea, leading to many lost fights and many more insulting matches. As for this juvenile toxic player, it has decided to pick a fight with hangout players in its pursuit of kills and emotes. Not knowing the consequence, it is now being pursued by the hangout players. This is a common mistake made by juvenile toxic players, thinking they can win these fights. However, many won't make it out of these situations. Despite the lack of insults from the hangout players, the toxic player still chooses to call them out for ganking, after picking the fight themselves. These players may look like anyone, as they have yet to make the decision which toxic player they choose to become. During this phase, some may have chosen to make a few new friends along the way, making them extremely territorial. This phase will likely be their last evolution and won't improve much, as their priority has shifted from getting kills to making an impression on their newfound companions. Due to this, they rely on hunting for prey in groups, constantly attempting to intimidate and trash talk other players. Many of these toxic hangout players clash, which may lead to an extraordinary show to watch from afar, but attempting to interfere will lead you to being the following target. More likely than not, these players have more time on their hands than you do, turning into a fight of attrition. As for these three gankers, they've decided to pick a fight with another ganker group. Currently it seems that these three gankers have won the fight, so the remaining solo toxic player runs. And with nothing more but their pride on the line, these three have decided to endlessly hunt down the remaining enemy ganker. With backup still being far away and no hope in sight, the ganker had decided that this wasn't a fight worth fighting. To avoid any wins for these three, he took the brave leap off the map to deny them a kill. The last evolutionary phase of the toxic player is by far the rarest to see, because many juvenile toxic players never make it to this phase. Due to their time spent on Shenanigans, their skill has greatly improved, to a point where they don't have much of a challenge from the average player. In the process, they have gathered all the emotes, which means that now they have no goal in sight, whereas before, most insults were out of frustration, but now it is out of spite and boredom. At this stage, the toxic player usually chooses to fight alone, But if intimidated enough, they will call on their other companions, leading to a server-wide hunt. They will take any opportunity to enrage their opponents. Ironically, they are also very easily enraged themselves. Now, let's take a look at one of these fine specimens. Unlike the previous ones, this one has decided that talking in chat wasn't enough. Instead, they have decided to start playing audios from their microphone. With no other reason than annoying people, they fight fights wherever possible. As for this fine specimen, it has also developed a sense of humor, if you will. But do not let this facade fool you. Regardless of how friendly they may seem, they will do anything to be a nuisance. The most commonly used character for this subspecies is Megumi, allowing to attack from afar without getting close to actually fight, despite being quite capable themselves. And as we see here, regardless of how many kills someone has or how little, this one will fight anyone. Yet, this one uses a curious hunting technique with a soundboard. But let's take a look at how this specimen fights, or rather doesn't. We see here that using techniques such as the ancient running technique is always on the table. And with no regard to actually getting kills, he chooses to knock his enemies off the map. With this form and this close to the map's edge, they will now fight anyone. Failing to knock the competitive player off the map, who is now also ulted, well, this is likely his last fight. For the last of these is the racist player. They don't vary from the average toxic player, but they simply have decided to use racial remarks to enrage their opponents.
Now stay like a good boy.
Welcome to Invincibles KFC, where we cook Invincibles.
As for this little racist, it has tried to enrage the cosplayer. Not knowing that the cosplayer is in fact 9 years old, it doesn't understand racism. Regardless of the friendliness of the cosplayer, the little racist still attempts to keep rage baiting. But by the end it would seem that this little racist has made a new friend. But with that, don't click off the video just yet. I uploaded this ad-free for my donators a day early. Depending on the production level of the next video, this will be an ongoing trend for the following ones. But with that, I will see you in the next one.